part of Hyperion 8 was a full set of sensors. And what we learned at the show was that the LiDAR sensor of choice, the only LiDAR that showed up on the slide, was from a company called Luminar. And their stock price just absolutely took off. I think it went up 20% based on that announcement. And I thought it was a good way for Luminar to show off their wares, in that they're part of, I guess arguably one of the most sophisticated driving platforms out there. The other thing is, I think it put you don't need LiDAR to bed. Okay. There's a lot of theories out there, and even Elon Musk thinks he doesn't need LiDAR, but he's 3 years late in getting out his fully autonomous software stack. So Luminar also had earnings that they announced yesterday, and I think the highlight there, in addition to its further productization of all its stacks out there, was an 89% increase in revenue. And for a growing startup like this, a public startup, I think it was a pretty awesome feat.
Yeah, so we've kind of just pivoted from topic 2 to 3, which was Luminar. And Pat, yeah, you pointed out the growth. You and I had the chance during F1 to actually meet with Austin Russell, and I've had a chance at IAA over in Germany. And I continue to be impressed by this company. It's revenue-wise, it's still very early days, but the company has increasingly been selected to really take the LiDAR and long-range LiDAR into the next generation. Then as we move from L2 plus, which is a lot of what we still end up talking about, to L4, long-range LiDAR is going to be a critical element and component. Traditional sensors and vision cannot accomplish the same thing. And I had the chance when I was at IAA in Germany to actually witness this hands-on, seeing, a child running out from a truck, and that the LiDAR was able to identify and stop a vehicle where traditional L2 plus driver assistant technology is not capable of doing so. This particular win here, look, on time, not on time, that's a discussion we can have with whether or not NVIDIA is getting there. But everybody's goal is to get to L4, is to get to fully autonomous, safe, fully autonomous driver in and out of the loop, to be able to enable next generation of smart cities, connected environments. And so NVIDIA is putting a real timestamp on it, though. So to their credit, they're saying in 2024, they're going to be able to provide the technology to OEMs that is going to enable fully autonomous vehicles to be commercially sold on the road. Speaking of on the road, Pat, that's the name of our, when we take our podcast to our client events, in case anybody is looking for, that. Anyway, but, for Luminar, it's a great validation. You're talking about a company like NVIDIA that's been paramount to the development of Tesla software, and that has worked very closely with Tesla over the years. You're looking at a company that has design wins for a vast majority of major OEMs, and a company that's expected to be playing a very significant role. Luminar's won companies like Volvo. They've won companies like Polaris, which has an upcoming de-SPACing for their vehicle business, which is super interesting. And, Austin Russell is a really compelling, really passionate guy. So I'm interested in seeing how this comes out to the next level, but it's never a bad thing as you're a rising company to be endorsed and put in as the primary design win, or in a new product like Luminar was by NVIDIA.